All right, good morning, SSB squad. Got a little morning stretch variation for you. So, coffee just brewing over here, hanging out in the morning, just got up. And really, the way I want to start the day is ultimately by just loosening up the body a little bit. So, I like to throw my foot on the counter here, make it pretty easy. I start out with just really reaching forward as far as I can, right? Try to ease into it. If the knee's bent, that's cool. Straighten it out a little bit if you can. And I basically have established these checkpoints on the body that I know I can reach on days when I'm feeling loose and feeling my best. So that started out, just around the knee or so into the mid shin, gradually getting a little lower down, and now I can really get around the foot. So it's really just about knowing where the body is and trying to get to that baseline like to begin each day. So we're gonna start out really just stretching out here, but the most important part, and this is something that you guys are gonna know with every single stretch, is that our hip positioning is going to make a massive difference on the amount of basically gain we can take from any of these movements we're doing. So when I'm standing right here, hip is open, like this is totally valuable, but I'm being stretched out on this basically central line of this hamstring. Like I can reach over here, I can get the lat involved, that's totally helpful. But when I bring that hip around and I square off these hips, my left and right hip are together, dude, the outside of this leg is just getting torched. And so we really want to focus in here on straightening out these hips, lining these up, and stretching out all angles of the leg and of the hamstring here. So we're getting into this. Then the next step is to bring this opposite arm over, because now we're basically turning this into a hamstring stretch. We've even got some calf flexion here, but then we're getting into the posterior chain, up into the back, the three areas of the spine, reaching over. If you want to go to the side a little bit, that's cool too. We're really just learning where the body kind of has some nooks and crannies that we want to tap into. So all this little positioning is just to find out where we can just take a little more. Then the third variation of this, or the third level of this, is you've got this arm out towards this foot. Doesn't have to be on the foot, it can be on the shin, whatever you got. And this arm is gonna reach back. And we're gonna look in the opposite direction, really follow this hand along. And that is really gonna open up this outer right hip here. Ooh, more rotation, more activation in the spine to start the day. And we'll hold it here for a little bit. So as we're getting into these, we of course want to maintain good breath. I'm kind of talking through this, so I'm not really doing a good job demonstrating it, but you all know the idea. We want to basically just take these deeper breaths and let gravity do a little work for us here. Like we don't want to be pushing these stretches and just getting to a certain point where we can hold it for maybe 5 seconds or so. We want to maybe be at like 70% of that, use the breath, guide a little closer, and hang in that stretch for maybe 30 seconds to a minute to maybe even more. That's how we're really gonna catapult our flexibility, catapult our stretching abilities. So we've got right leg here, of course, hopping up, getting into all the same on the left leg as well. Drop you guys over here and get into a couple stretches on the yoga mat. So to start the day, really just want to continue to activate this posterior chain. So I'm gonna do a couple cat-cows here. Just breathing up. Really tucking that tailbone under and then sending it away. And one thing that really helps here is we're gonna work to push the floor away. We can really round in these elbows, bring them inward, and really try to open up these shoulder blades and give that spine just a little bit more room to breathe. Loop the neck in a little bit too. They kind of just swing the neck around. Understand where you need a little love. Probably do like maybe 5 to 10 of those. And then I like to send it into some down dogs to start the day. Let me shift it over here for you. So we'll drop it back into down dog and really just pedal it out. know, I'm pretty stiff to start the day, so I ain't doing any down dogs that are really catching any eyes here. It's just about moving those hips around, bending those knees. Oof. And then what we can do here is I like to send one foot up. And as I send this foot up, that hip really tends to open up, similarly to how we were doing it on the counter here. So we can work to really bring that hip down in line with this left hip here. And again, it's just kind of attacking this hamstring from all angles. Throw it up here, drop the knee, and open up on the front side. So we've done a good bit of backside work here. Now we want to get into the front side a little bit. With this knee dropped, we can really sag in and try to bring the back of this right thigh closer to this calf. And this is totally opening up this psoas here. I'm a little tricked out with the video. I'm trying to get a little better. There we go. All right. So we're leaning down here, opening up this hip, opening up the psoas. I even like to take it down here, plant this left hand when we've got the right foot up, and open up with the right arm all the way to the ceiling. This is totally getting the back of the right hip. You can't totally see it here. Oh, but that's what we're getting into. So I'll do one more round here to show you what it looks like to go through kind of fluidly. So we're gonna start in this down dog. We're gonna throw one leg up. We're gonna use this leg and this hip placement to just play around a little bit. You can even bring the knee down, really to square off those hips and extend the range of that stretch into the left hamstring. We can send it back up if we want. We can tuck it down. Again, just playing around really. Then we'll bring the foot up. We can drop the knee, open up the chest, bringing those elbows back, really slicing these shoulder blades down. Working to get this psoas as close to the ground as possible, using the back of this right thigh to get closer to the calf. And then we'll send it up and get this thoracic rotation. Right there like that. So this is just one side. Obviously we're moving around on both sides here. But this is a great little, 7-8 minute morning stretch routine that you guys can be getting into. All about learning how your body works, how your body responds, what kind of angles work best for you. So appreciate you following along. Let me know what you think, and thanks for getting into it, dude. Peace.